We're driving in the 5th generation 2023 Lexus RX. If you missed my walk around on this particular model, the RX 350, the tried the true, right? That's what we know the RX for, this is the RX 350. Make sure to watch my walk around video, which I posted at an earlier date. Now I'm gonna give you my driving impressions on the 350. Why is this important? Well, the V6 is gone. The Lexus RX has always had a V6. Since 1998, it's had a V6. Now the displacement has changed over the years from a 3 liter to a 3.3 to a 3.5, a revised 3.5. Now it's gone. So what is underpinning this 350 if it's not a V6? It's a 2.4 liter turbo 4 cylinder. It has about like 60 more pound-feet of torque than the outgoing models. It's got 317 pound-feet of torque, 275 horsepower. It's down a little bit on horsepower, up on torque, but you know, torque is the most important thing when you're talking about everyday driving. So I think most people are going to be happy about that in terms of just overall responsiveness at low RPMs. We also have an 8-speed auto in this vehicle. We had an 8-speed auto in the last one, but this one is new, updated, revised. Yes, I'm excited to drive the new Lexus RX. This is the cash cow for the company. I already drove the 350h, which is a new hybrid variant. There are 3 new hybrid variants, mind you. And why don't we just do a quick acceleration run here. Hammer down, and there are different driving modes. The shifts are very quick. It feels to me, it feels very similar than to the V6, to be honest. It might be a little bit more quiet if that's possible, but yes, the new Lexus RX, riding on 21-inch wheels. For the most part, it's a very smooth, quiet vehicle. There are times with these larger wheels, you wonder, it's like, well, would it be smoother if there were, you know, a fatter tire wall in here? And that's what there actually is 19-inch wheel options. So on the base, the premium, maybe even the premium plus, you can have those 19-inch wheel options. But going up to speed here, 55, 60 miles an hour, it is very smooth, very quiet. And of course, I don't hear any engine noise. I showed underneath the engine bay all the additional sound deadening materials that I didn't see before on the last RX. So this turbo engine is more quiet than the V6, there's no doubt about it. We're gonna get hard into the brakes here. 3, 2, 1, and hard. And the brake feels a lot more confidence inspiring versus the old RX. Every new Lexus has to pass the Lexus driving signature. It needs to get Akio Toyota's permission in order to be put into production. And so they tested around the Shimoyama test course in Japan over and over to make sure everything feels right, it drives right, the steering's right. Well, in this vehicle, the steering is still light. We'll find out in the turns here how it feels, but the brake pedal though is a big improvement versus the last brake pedal. I would say just getting up to speed, not even thinking about it, it was very effortless for this, you know, low RPM, high torque 4-cylinder turbo. In terms of the comfort in here, I'm super comfortable. This luxury trim has extendable thigh cushion, which I'm all about. I'm gonna pump it up right now. So definitely if you're like 5'10" or taller, you're really gonna appreciate that for your longer drives. And you also have it on the passenger side as well. On the luxury version, of course, we have the larger touchscreen. On the base models, there's a 9.8-inch, but I've only seen the 14-inch so far, and it works very well for the most part. When you're going through the radio, though, I feel like the radio is hard to control. Once you get your presets in, your life will be easier, but if you're just tuning to different channels, it is kind of difficult. And even switching driving modes here, I'll go through here and I'll say like frequently used, but if you want to see all the driving modes, you swipe again and you press around. In the last RX, there was a little rotary knob. So I get it, you know, the vast majority of drivers out there aren't messing with their driving modes on a regular basis. Like, who has time to switch driving modes and then hit the gas when you need to? No, you're just going to hit the gas. So yeah, the RX has much upgraded infotainment as a whole. It's better than the outgoing stuff. It's not even a comparison, but there are some growing pains. And this system's brand new still. It came out on the new Tundra, came out on the new NX. So it's only like maybe a year out there on the real world. So it will get better with over-the-air updates to software. So I'm not worried about it. It is very good overall, but it's not perfect, like I said. Rear view mirror is pretty good, of course. I mean, you also have that digital rear view mirror, which is a welcome feature. The panel roof brings in a lot of light into this cabin. I feel like it's bigger than the outgoing panel roof. as well. Of course, the RX is always known to be a very comfortable vehicle, and that's no exception here. My arm sits very, very well in this padded armrest to my right. On my left, it's very nicely padded for my left arm on the door. The steering wheel has a good feel overall. It's a little bit on the skinny end. You know, I like a more girthy steering wheel, but the smoothness is there. It feels very premium, very high quality. I do have a good view, obviously, where I'm at. You can see the mountains, how beautiful it is, but you know, Lexus has pulled back these A-pillars to make it a little bit better viewing experience for the driver and passenger up front. Behind the steering wheel, we have a customizable 7-inch MID display. And to be honest, I never look at it, only if I'm looking at my fuel economy, which right now I'm getting 28 miles per gallon, but I am going downhill. I'll tell you what my fuel economy is after my short trip overall. But why am I not looking at MID? It's because I have an excellent, yes, there's a stop sign up here. I didn't see that sign earlier because I was doing my video, and yes, I slammed on the brakes and the RX hybrid stopped really well because, right, you fly around and stop sign, boom. So anyways, I'm not looking at the MID because I'm looking at the head-up display, which is customizable, looks great, feels great, and that's a great opportunity here. I'm gonna take a left because that is a flat area to do a 0 to 60. I got 7.8, roughly 7.8 with a 350 hybrid. This one should be a little bit quicker, and I'm excited to see what it is. So what we're going to do, there's no one behind us, of course. We're gonna put it into sport mode and get on the brakes here, come to a stop, beautiful view. And we'll torque brake to about 2,300 RPM and go. I didn't spin the wheels. I actually spun the wheels a little bit with the hybrid, and there's 60. And I'm going to come to a slowdown here. So 0 to 60 in 7.43. So definitely quicker than the hybrid in my testing. I also had better traction there. My hybrid did a small little burnout with dust on the road. So it is just a tick quicker, maybe a half second at best, quicker than the 350 hybrid, but your fuel economy is not going to be quite as good. So back to normal mode. It's kind of annoying that I have to swipe through that, but back to normal mode. My fuel economy on this vehicle will probably be in the mid to low 20s, depending on how you're driving it. My fuel economy on the hybrid I got was upper 30s. Lexus estimates around 36 miles per gallon, if I remember correctly. I'll correct that if it's not. So depending on how you want your car, I mean, to me, I'm perfectly happy giving up a half second 0 to 60 and best case scenario in favor of this vehicle. I'm happy to give up that little bit of acceleration in order to have like 40% better fuel economy in the hybrid. So the hybrid is also a quieter, smoother vehicle. You hardly ever hear the engine. That was some dragonflies having a good time there. But the hybrid, to me, after driving both of them now, the hybrid is my cup of tea. It's more refined, it's smoother, it's quieter, and it fits the persona of the RX a little bit better. Yes, it's down on power, but who's rotting the RX at a stoplight? Not very many people, and I guess that's what the 500H is for. So what's this vehicle for? Well, I guess it's if you don't want a hybrid and you want to stick with pure gasoline, and you don't have the V6 option anymore, so this is what you get, and it is good. The torque's better, fuel economy is going to be about the same, maybe slightly better depending on how you drive. The 8-speed auto is better. The looks are subjective, but I think the looks on this vehicle are just slightly better than the outgoing model, especially with the grille. I like the grille on here. It does have a very satisfying shift to it. I wasn't pedal down there. It was probably about 3/4, so it shifted around 4,500 RPM. Redline is in the low 6,000s here, about 6,200 RPM. It does sound more satisfying than the outgoing RX when it shifts gears, but there is no doubt that the V6 had a better sound to it, in my opinion. The engine sound is better on the V6, but the shifts sound better and feel better here on this with the new transmission, no doubt. We'll throw it into this turn here. Doesn't look like there are any cars. We'll throw it in. Oh, it powers out of the turn really well. There we go, there's 60. Yeah, it is. It feels quicker than the old model, and it puts the power down so much better. They've reworked the all-wheel drive system in here. We learned more about it on the NX, but it is the same system over here in the RX. And when you just floor it, even in a turn there, it does send a good amount of power. I didn't feel like the front wheels were struggling for traction there. So very good overall all-wheel drive system. It felt a little bit more like, let's say, super handling all-wheel drive from Acura. They really pride themselves on that torque vectoring setup, and we have a similar setup here, just under the Lexus brand and under the Toyota brand, if you want to call it that. I like how the Android Auto screen takes up a big portion of the screen. I mean, this 14-inch touchscreen is huge, and literally the bottom 2 inches of the screen are designated for climate control. So that doesn't go away, and you have these knobs here that feel pretty good, have a nice tactile click to them. But the screen is pretty functional. I like how it does, Android Auto does take up most of the screen. And I've yet to be in like a vehicle where it has a huge touchscreen and Android Auto takes up the entire screen. Unfortunately, the clock is over here. So, and the redundancy of the clock here and the redundancy of the clock and the MID behind the steering wheel. So unfortunately, it doesn't take up the whole screen. If you want to have full screen navigation, you're going to have to get out of it, which can be kind of a driving hazard while you're driving. So you have to go back to the Lexus and then press the inbuilt navigation button here. And yes, it's just, you know, it's not as fast as Android Auto. It's not as pretty. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it does take up more of the screen if you're into that. Lexus is wanting to make the RX a younger buying vehicle. You know, it's in the mid to upper 60s for the buying population of this vehicle, and it's probably going to continue that way. I know having, you know, different ad campaigns and stuff to try to reach different demographics, a younger demographic, a more youthful and young families, etc. They want to target, you know, upper 50s all the way down to the upper 40s. I just don't know if it's going to work. This vehicle to me does kind of, I mean, I would be happy in my early 30s, but you guys do know that I like Toyota and Lexus hybrids, and this is a very well-rounded vehicle. I mean, that's why they sell so many of them, and they really are the #1 selling vehicle in the market, with the like X5 and the MDX quite a ways behind it. So even though it drives better and it is more fun to drive, no doubt, than the outgoing RX, the vast majority of the sales volume is going to be this 350 and the 350 hybrid. And if they want their average demographic to be younger, I just don't see how they're going to do that, even with good advertising. It is going to be an expensive vehicle. We don't have pricing at the time of this video. So I feel like the Lexus will probably do best marketing younger buyers with the NX, the UX, and the IS. But I mean, luxury brands and young buyers, I mean, they're not mutually exclusive. And I know Lexus needs younger buyers because they're baby boomers, you know, might not have enough time left to keep their brand going super strong. But I do think the new RX is better in every single way, looks better, drives better, feels better. The materials in here are great. The technology is outstanding. The safety features are better than ever before. It's really, really good. And you have your choice of powertrains: turbo 4-cylinder, 4-cylinder hybrid, 4-cylinder plug-in hybrid, and 4-cylinder hybrid performance model, the 500H. So you got a lot of options there. Unfortunately, you don't have your option of the V6, and I know that's going to hurt some buyers out there, but I promise you, like, you're going to get over it within like a day of having this vehicle or driving this vehicle. Take it on a test drive. Like, the 4-cylinder is great. It's quiet. It's not the most refined. The V6 was smoother, but the transmission is better in here than the outgoing model, in my opinion, by a long shot. All-wheel drive system's better in here as well. But hey, I'm going to end it from the all-new 2023 5th generation Lexus RX 350. It's crazy that, you know, 5 generations, the V6 is gone, but I'm not that sad about it. It's just kind of how the way of the world is. Lower emissions, slightly better fuel economy in theory, and better torque, which I'm not ever going to complain about more torque. So, signing out from the new RX. What are your questions? What did you like about it? What don't you like about the new RX? I'll see you in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all my Lexus RX coverage. I'm going to have a bunch of walkarounds. You probably have seen some of those already, as well as other driving impressions, as well as on the 500H, the 350H, and the 450H Plus. Signing out. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out.